MMA Now, Power Move, film on TV networks.
I think I've given myself a few more years at light heavyweight division for sure.
Now, fame is kind of son of a bitch because you've done things in your past that regular truck drivers have done, but they didn't get 5,000 Twitters saying I hate your guns. Is it difficult, the fact that who you are and just your regular life is constantly scrutinized?
No, it's not difficult being out front and in front of a lot of people. It's what I asked for. I'm working really hard to go down as a legend and be one of the best fighters ever, and I know that's going to come with a lot of praise, a lot of scrutiny, and you just got to kind of take it as it comes. You got to have thick skin and be willing to stand the heat.
Hey, John.
Recently, you kind of mentioned on Instagram, but what were your thoughts on watching Rashad Evans go through his loss? And do you feel like that whole beef is kind of behind you? Maybe you guys could, I don't know, maybe even train together again. I kind of thought about that idea, maybe him coming back to Jackson's for another fight.
I think it's safe to say my beef with Rashad is gone. I won that fight when we fought, so if anyone were to have hurt feelings, I would imagine it would be him. Me and Rashad had really great moments before our drama started, and those moments I think me and him will both remember, those good times. As far as Rashad coming down to Jackson's, I think he'd be a tremendous training partner. But at the same time, I think he's a little bit too close to Anthony Johnson. I think his loyalty will always be with Anthony over me, and I don't know how much I could trust him to be a training partner in the future. So.
Hey, John. Yesterday during the open workouts, I don't think I heard OSP's name mentioned once during the scrum. Maybe it was, but yeah. So I don't know. I know you can't speak for the media, but are you overlooking him at all in this fight?
No, I'm totally not overlooking OSP. OSP has a bunch of first-round finishes. He has great knockout power. Whenever you're fighting someone with great knockout power, you really have to be on point. You got to be on your game. So I'm taking him very seriously. You see me having a lot of fun leading up to the fight. Me and my coaches, we goof around. We do a lot of things to keep our mind off the fight. But when the cameras and lights are off, we are studying. We are going over our strategy. We're going over our tactics, and we're taking him extremely seriously for sure. My reaction, to be honest, I haven't really had too much of a reaction. I've been focusing on my fight, and focusing on why I'm here.
Do you think Connor's earned the right to sort of pass on the UFC promotions that he wants to do?
No comment.
John, the last year, a couple of the other big stars in the UFC, Ronda Rousey and Connor, dealt with losses. Meanwhile, you are, in most people's minds, still undefeated, obviously, best pound-for-pound fighter in the sport. How important is it for you to kind of define your legacy as the greatest of all time, the greatest pound-for-pound? I know you've kind of mentioned the pound-for-pound thing. I think that is something you do take pride in.
Yeah, I definitely have a lot of pride in being pound-for-pound number one. Who wouldn't want to be number one at what they do? So it makes me really happy. It's something that I will train hard to protect. But at the same time, I'm not a guy who fights, not to lose. I fight to win every time. Not only win, but dominate. So yeah.
Hey, John.
So just before fight, you said you were really going to embrace this fight, and that you're going to enjoy it a bit more than perhaps other fight wins. What is it about this that's making it particularly special for you? Do you feel like the shackles are off now?
Yeah, this fight week, before I left, I took all this for granted. I took you guys being here for granted. I took the fans for granted, my position in the sport, endorsements. I took it all for granted. And now I'm at a place where I'm just grateful. I'm grateful. You can be annoyed with people asking you questions until you're not getting asked those questions anymore. So now I really am refreshed, and I just see the importance of the whole process, and I'm making a conscious effort to enjoy the whole process.
How satisfying was it for you to be able to, as you said, save the show by taking the short notice fight, given everything that happened in the past one?
It's been very important for me to get out here and to do something for the fans, for sure. Like I said, I felt as if there's been a lot of negative surrounding my name, and I wanted to do something really positive to make the fans happy again, you know, with me. And I feel like this helped a lot.
How difficult for the average fan to see someone get injured and sitting out? It kind of bothers us. But for you, you have the ability to make a complete impact on not only the posters on this wall, but an entire light heavyweight, possibly heavyweight division. How difficult was it for you to sit back and watch the landscape change? And do you think that the landscape has gone further, changed a lot, or are you going to just jump right back in?
Are you talking about the light heavyweight division?
Yeah.
I don't really feel like the landscape has changed too much. There were some interesting fights, you know, Gustafsson losing, DC having the belt, Anthony Johnson right up there in the mix, Glover Teixeira, he's looking great. I don't feel like things have really, you know, it's a hard question to answer. I just believe I'll win this fight, and I'll win my next fight, and be champion again, and then everyone else can figure out who's going to fight me next after that.
Was it difficult to sit back and watch it change hands?
No, not difficult at all. Just sit back and spectate and enjoy as a fan.
When you were sitting at home with your family, I know you talked about seeing the main events go on without you, and that's eventually what got you going again and motivated to get back to work. What other than fighting could you have seen yourself doing? If
What other than fighting? You know, being a trainer, I would love to do that at some point in my life. I would love to have my own martial arts academy in the future. Real estate is something that really intrigues me. And just being a great father, being smart with money, making wise investments, and just raising my daughters up to be extraordinary young women. I think that would be my second career.
John, you were already the number one pound-for-pound fighter before. You're a bit of a wild boy. You've admitted that. How much better do you think you can get now that you are living clean, that you are so focused, that you are doing all these things?
I believe I can get much better. I think there's always room to improve, and there's so many categories of my game that are still fairly rookie. You know, my jiu-jitsu. You throw me in a jiu-jitsu tournament, probably wouldn't do the best. You know, you throw me in a boxing ring, I'm not going to do the best. The kickboxing ring, I may have my best chances there. Wrestling, the high-level wrestlers, you know, I'm really not the best at anything. I'm just really good at merging the sport and merging all the different sports together. So in the individual crafts, there's a lot of work I can do. Even in my physical fitness, you know, there's higher levels of cardio and different things I can learn. Nutrition, there's things that I've been learning about and things like that. So I'm excited to care more. I'm excited to know now that I care more, and I'm excited to learn more and see it all translate over these next few years.
John, you said yesterday that you're trying to it was kind of hard to be a John Jones fan, but is this part of a distraction to you? I mean, is this part of the preparation, you kind of earning the naysayers back that have kind of doubted you?
No, it's not a distraction. You know, it's not a distraction. You know, I've been living this whole storyline every day, so I'm just very familiar with everything, and so I don't look at it as a distraction at all. I look at it as part of my story, part of my journey. It's, if anything, a little added motivation. Is that it?
So,
UFC 200, was there has there been any official offer?
No, there hasn't been anyone reaching out offering UFC 200. I think, you know, the smartest thing to do for me and the UFC is worry about this fight and see what happens after.
yeah.
John, headlining UFC 200 or headlining Madison Square Garden?
Yeah. Ooh. I think headlining UFC 200 will be bigger. I mean, that's a huge card, lots of great talents. I think the numbers are going to be tremendous. And as far as, you know, pay-per-view, we're talking pay-per-view, I think 200 will be the bigger opportunity. And that's why I'm trying to get on it. But the Garden's good too. I'll take the Garden in a heartbeat.
You talk about your brothers a lot, always having your back. They're at a couple of the press conferences and whatnot. Obviously, that you guys being really competitive growing up probably fueled a lot of where you are today. Can you give us one crazy story that happened that kind of due to all you? Yeah.
There was a time me, Arthur, and Chandler got in a fight. Me and Chandler ended up jumping Arthur, and we held him down. He was wedged between a wall and the bed. And we held him down for almost about an hour straight. You know, just punching him and you know, choking him and you know, just beating his ass right there.
How mad was he when he got up?
He was so mad. I remember we got him to a point where he was so exhausted that I had to hold him for a minute by myself. And I told Chandler, I said, you go open the front door. I'm going to let him go. We're going to get out of here. Chandler opened the door. It's open. You go take it off down the street. Arthur comes out crying and sweaty and just so pissed off. And you know, all the time when Arthur talks trash to either me or Chandler, we'll remind him. You don't want your little brothers, man. We're a vicious team. We're more together. So that's one of those stories I got for you.